Umar Shami, did you get a response from Malcolm Nance? No, not yet. Do you think Trump has a unique ability to flip on a dime, reverse his primary persona, thereby also proving his currently dismal stats for the general election? I mean, I think, look, I think he has an ability to flip on a dime, certainly in terms of policy. And I think that he can behave himself to a certain degree. But, look, the problem is that the narrative is set for Trump, not for the rest of us. But the problem for Trump is that the narrative is set in his mind, in many in the voters' minds. And so the guy could go a month and be very respectful and somehow get out from under the videos that are going to be put out of his greatest hits. But if he has a moment where he reverts, which it's hard to believe that he wouldn't, then I think there's a problem. I spoke to someone, and I think I mentioned this when I was in Vegas. Somebody told me, and I can't remember honestly who it was, that they were friends with one of his bankruptcy lawyers. And he said the bankruptcy lawyer would say something to the effect of like, they'd tell him what to do going into a deposition. And once he got in there, it was just like whatever he wanted to say. And
I got it. No problem.
Yeah.
Now my reptilian brain's overriding my neofrontal cortex.
So
You're a whore.
It's hard to say.
There was an article about the guy, someone who wrote a bio of him was in a position basically where they could have been sued for libel. And essentially what happened was he had a meeting with Trump and his lawyer. This is in Politico. People want to look it up. They talked to several authors who wrote bios of him. And I think it was with regards to the story that he had raped his wife. It's obviously a very serious accusation. And Trump went in.
And let's be clear.
Yeah.
She made this accusation in depositions. She has since backed off it, but not that far.
No, she just basically backed off her interpretation of it, frankly. Right. The event she described, which is a rape, in my view. But regardless, I think it was with regard to that story. But the guy said, he and his editor knew that they were vulnerable to a lawsuit. And when they met with Trump and his lawyer, Trump basically had such a meltdown and threatened them. And they recorded the meeting. And that was it. They were like, he just couldn't. He basically undermined himself entirely in the process of his breakdown in that meeting. It was pretty funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Yeah. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.